Hi there. In this video we'll be taking a look at a PeakTech wall scanner for metal, wood and live wires. So let's get to it. This is the unit itself. Let's do something that we all like. And with that gun, let's see where we need to plug in the battery. And here we have the table. So for ferrous metals, up to 120 millimeters deep, non-ferrous metals up to 80 millimeters, live wires 50 millimeters, and wood up to 20 millimeters. So it can find wood behind the gypsum board, for example. Let's see how we can plug in the battery. 9-volt battery, the type that is easy to plug in, so it doesn't have the connector onto which you must plug it first and then lower it. So it's quite simple. This one, the thin one, goes in there because the plastic will not allow the thicker one to go in. And it's done. I like this type of connector for 9-volt batteries. I have no idea how to use this. Yes, the model is the 3433, but I'm guessing you power it on. Oh, and it actually has a really nice display. And yeah, it did find some metal. Okay, that's actually cool. Nice. So here is for wood. And okay, so I think this is for metal of all types. This is for live wires, and again wood right here. And I think that's all you need to know. And this is green in normal mode. When you are getting close to something, it gets you can see this is the metal, so it gets yellow, and then it gets red when you are right on top of it, and it also makes a plus. And this is the detection area right here. That's actually quite cool, and it's quite sensitive. So we are getting closer, and we are over it. But yeah, we should be in here. Anyway. And it also tells us the distance up to it. That's actually nice. Okay, let's quickly check the manual, and obviously let me shut it off for the moment. This has a nice pouch, and it also has this little strap that should be going in here. If I could actually bend this enough to be able to put it through the hole. But I'm thinking actually I might want to, no. I'm changing my mind as we go. So I want this through the hole and coming from the other side. And then just thread this through the loop. Either direction works just fine. And now you have a little wrist strap, so you cannot drop this. And obviously the nice little pouch, and it's the type with elastic on the sides, so it will be really snug. Perfect. Let's check the little manual. As always with PeakTech, from the middle we have English, safety instructions, intended use, the features, so it seems to be IP54, water and dust protected, auto switch off in 5 minutes, and it self-calibrates when switching on, so do not hold it close to a metal directly when switching on, because it will not properly auto-calibrate. Make sure it's not close to any metal or wood. Basically hold it in your hand. Okay, these are the specs. And for live wires, you can see 2 asterisks in there. The neutral wire will be harder to detect than the live wire if you don't have a connection already made in that particular socket, let's say, which makes sense. And let us see the info on the display itself. So objects center, yep, as I suspected. J is how close it is actually, and C non-ferrous, if you see that, non-magnetic, not non-ferrous. Actually, wait, it's the same thing. Anyway, auto calibration, we just see it at the start. And B, it seems we can actually turn off the sound of the unit, so only rely on LEDs and display. How to switch it on and off. How to detect for metal objects. Searching for live wires. So it works for both frequencies. Under metal surfaces, it might, or with high water content in the particular material that you are detecting, live wires cannot always be reliably detected. Makes sense. Because metal or really high humidity content actually create a shield. So, yep. Wood objects. Other instructions. Maintenance, cleaning, battery replacement. And that's about it. So let's play with this a little bit. First thing that I need to test to get it out of the way, it's something that I don't really use that much because I don't have gypsum board walls directly connected to wood, so I don't need to find studs, I think it's their name. So to test this, power on, auto calibration, and switch to wood. And let's see, I'm going to put this, it's a bit of wood, my daughter's toy. I'm going to put it under this and see if we can find it. As you can see, it's quite clear. Where was the middle? I think we missed it. Here it's the middle of it. So if you would want to drive a screw into a stud, it would tell you, hey, here's the screw, here's the stud, drill into it. And let me try and show you its shape. Right in here. Where's the middle? So the middle does that's a bit basically this is the middle, so maybe it's a better idea. Oh, actually it also has lines here, I just realized. So you can find the middle. Yeah, I was looking at the screen, but the middle is actually somewhere else, not where the screen is. But this give you the middle, the lines from here together with this. So let us see. Find the middle. And my daughter just came and she doesn't want to wait. So we are on this line and in here, which means right about here. Yep, right in the middle. Okay, Nice. And now, to show you how you can find the wires, we have a junction box right here in this unfinished room. I don't know where wires are starting to go from this. I could open the cover and get an idea, but let's assume it's not openable. So, power this thingy on, switch to voltage, and start scoping all around. So something is going up right in that location. In this area we are safe, so in theory I could drill and attach something. Here we are getting also close to something. I wouldn't touch this area. It's not a definitive signal, but I would not try to drill in here. That's a fact. And in here clearly we have a wire. So we know that at least up and to the left we have wires going out of this junction box. And obviously they could go on the other side of the wall, but no way to, to test that unless we go into the opposite room. And presumably, I'm thinking there could be some wires going down, but I'm not sure about that. No, it seems no wires going down in here. Okay, so by doing this, I know safe area to drill here and somewhere in this area. No touchy here and no touchy here. And I just want to mention, these are notoriously hard to detect through because they are brick walls. On top of the brick there's something like this, some really hard cement type mortar. It's not a standard wick type, so you cannot scrape at this even if you try. And then on top of it there's some finer white stuff that should have made everything smooth. Obviously the guy that built this failed in this particular area, so this needs to be corrected before putting a layer of paint on the walls, but there's that. So these are really thick, strong walls, so really hard to detect too, but it seems we were able to do it. Let's try to detect on this slanted wall, which is gypsum board on top of some metal profiles. Maybe they are still called studs. So if I would want to attach something on this, I would need to attach directly onto one of those profiles, not on gypsum board itself. Power this thing on. It's on profile mode, metal mode basically. Let's see what we have. Okay, we are getting close to something, 80 millimeters. Less, 10 millimeters. We are basically right on top of one. Let me move like this and see what happens. Still right on top of it. So that means we have one that's basically going like that, right through here. Let me try something else. So, okay, we are getting close to another one. Let me wait until we are at maximum distance. I think 80 millimeters is maximum distance, and start moving into this direction and see if we have any of them perpendicular to the ones that we already found. There was something right here, but it seems to be... Or did I just move? Yeah, I moved closer by mistake to the lower one. So we don't have in the shape of a plus. They are just horizontal in here. Yes, they are just horizontal. And if I go lower, I start, yeah, and it's there. And if I go higher, found another one. Okay. And now for something that has kicked me in the ass a bunch of times until now when trying to drill holes through the walls, especially and actually kind of only in the reinforced concrete areas that have metal rebars. Yes, it's not ideal to drill through those, but I did need to do it a few times and obviously I hit directly the rebars. So, yeah, so you can see right about this level we have some rebars. Go a bit higher. This is fairly safe. Not safe. This again is fairly safe. So, if I would need to drill a hole through this, I would choose the areas where this says it's fairly safe. Obviously, it cannot detect through the depth of this thing. It's really thick. But as far as I know from how you put rebars, you make some kind of 4 corners to them. So they should be like this. So I have ones at this level and ones somewhere around here. So in here I should be okay. In theory. Depends on how the builders did it. But at least it gives me, I don't know, a fighting chance. Let's say like that, to not hit rebar. And this can also help you find metal profiles in unexpected places. I was playing with it on the door itself. All fine. Hey, there's something non-ferrous in here. So presumably this thing has a metal profile where it attaches to the wall. Forgot to tell you, if you want to mute it, both of these at the same time. Detecting but without making sounds. So yeah, that's about it for this video. Thank you very much PeakTech for sending this in. Hopefully it will help me be a bit safer when drilling walls and with a little less annoyance when ending up in rebar. Hopefully I will never deal with that again, but remains to be seen because again these are really thick walls. But at least now I can make an educated guess where I should start drilling. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. Check out my other PeakTech related videos and see you in the next one.